I will place economic stability and confidence at the heart of this government's agenda. This will mean difficult decisions to come.
Ollie, do you still keep in touch with Liz Truss? Have you spoken to her during these developments? And do you think that her legacy now is going to be a footnote?
I haven't spoken to her. I think she's been a bit busy of late, and I've let her be getting on with it. She has plenty of her own advisors these days. I don't think she'll be a footnote, even though her tenure as Prime Minister was historically short. I think that what has transpired over the last few weeks while she was Prime Minister will take quite a lot of fixing, and the effects of that will be in evidence for some time.
So, these words are often played about in the press that, Rishi Sunak now has to fix the economy. I don't think anybody realistically would expect one person to be able to do that. But can he? Can he make some improvements that would at least politically have him appear to be something of a savior in the end?
Well, he's got a good record when it comes to finances and economics. He was the Chancellor during COVID. He introduced the furlough scheme, and he obviously, in the leadership contest over the summer, set out a number of policies that now look like they were absolutely the right ones. Arguably, at the time, they also looked like they were the right ones. So, can he fix it? Well, it'll be a long road back. But is he well qualified to do it? I think he is. And it was interesting today that he's retained Jeremy Hunt as his Chancellor, although he's made a number of other changes. Hunt has remained in the Treasury.
You listen to what was said today by Liz Truss and then by Sunak after he was sworn in, and everybody said all the right things politically. But you have to step back and realize that what they're saying is Liz Truss tried to implement the things that she campaigned on and that she was elected for, and now everybody's calling them mistakes. So essentially they're saying when the entire party voted her in, they made a mistake, but now that a very, very small number of people, MPs, have in fact chosen the person who lost to her, they were the ones capable of fixing this mistake. It's not saying much good for the system.
I think you're probably right. I think arguably, actually, it was the markets that have ruled on Liz Truss's policies more than anybody else. And with those markets making a very clear decision about what they thought, it really left Liz Truss with nowhere to go. And I think MPs acted because they felt they had to try to get the economy back on track. I mean, for the last week, 10 days, maybe longer, she was Prime Minister in name but not in power. With Jeremy Hunt taking all the key decisions. And in terms of the party supporting Liz Truss, well, to an extent, the membership did, but that is a very small proportion of people across the country, of course. And that probably leads on to a question about whether there should be or will be a general election anytime soon.
And Ollie, all of this, these events that have transpired over the last few weeks have, of course, been terrible for conservatives. But has it helped Labour? Because those things are not necessarily the same thing.
The Labour Party has a lead in the polls of 30+ points, depending on which one you look at. I think Conservatives will get a little bounce here, actually. Sunak is seen as a fiscally conservative politician. I think he'll bring some order to it. That will be helpful for them. Has it helped Labour? Well, it'll help them if they can force a general election. And every single opposition party is calling for that. But I can't see why the Conservatives would do that. They are so far behind in the polls. At the very least, they need to give it 6 months minimum, probably longer, to try to show that they've got things on track. And that they could actually perform reasonably at a general election. There is another school of thought that says that the longer they wait, the more angry people will be that there's not a general election, and it could play out even worse for them. I think ultimately,
very interesting. Very interesting. All right, Ollie Lane, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.